Misconceptions about life here in Thailand from somebody who has been in a relationship now with my Thai wife, in a relationship for 8 years, married for 4 years. We've got a baby who's 3 years old. Every time I post something somewhat personal, generally I post this fitness content. That's what I'm trying to, that's the market I'm trying to break on YouTube, but I'm not that good at it, so occasionally I'll just throw some lifestyle stuff out there. I don't know if it's that hashtag of Thailand or whatever, but it seems to bring the cretins out, and there'll be those typical comments. How much are you paying her? What handouts are you giving her family? What bar did you meet her in? Is she a ladyboy? Such childish stuff. At this point, it goes in one ear. It doesn't even go out the other. It just bounces back out. Delete the comment. Get rid of the idiots. But the reason I'm making this video is because if you're in a situation similar to mine, I just want to put people's mind at ease in some regards, because yes, obviously Thailand does have a nighttime industry. Yes, it is very prominent here. It's very prominent. In fact, there's a district in most areas. I'm here in Hua Hin today. Welcome to the beautiful Hua Hin, Thailand. But there is also 95% of that district which isn't a red light district, or whatever you want to call it. Normal people doing normal jobs, working hard, normal families with kids, normal people in relationships with Thais, with foreigners. So this idea that because of the sex tourists that come out here, that everybody who comes out here is a sex tourist, it's a bit tiring, it's a bit childish. You're not going to change them. They come out here with their little pocket money. They get what they want. The girls get what they want in those transactions. But let's talk about general women. When I met my wife 8 years ago, as I said, she was working, she was putting herself through university, she was living in a green flag alert, women's only apartment. And if you've ever been to Japan, they take things pretty serious there. They have security cameras. If any guys go in there, they are getting kicked the fuck out. So I was happy to hear that. But the point being, when we started to become serious, she started to stay at mine more, because obviously I could not go to hers. And there was a point in the relationship, maybe about 6 months in. Yeah, it might sound a bit early, but I was just like, why don't you just stay here? Why don't you just stay here? Stop wasting rent at that apartment. Stay here, save that money for other things. And she said no. On the advice of a mother, I might add. The mother was worried because of the upfront costs of renting an apartment in Tokyo. You can look into that if you choose. Costs a lot of money up front. Mother was worried that if things went tits up between us, that she was going to be in a difficult position. I completely understood that. I was actually happy to hear that response, because it showed that, there was consideration there. Now, that was the first real opportunity my wife personally had to take a freebie, free house, don't have to pay rent anymore. And she rejected it. Now, I'm not going to go through every single other instant of opportunities that she could have taken advantage of me that she didn't, because I'm not here to prove her innocence. What I'm saying is, we are in a normal, loving relationship, ups and downs. When she was 7 months pregnant, a company that I was working for shut down and ran off, took all our money, all the employees. We were all in a little group trying to get our money back, but it didn't happen. 2 months wage out of the window. She got angry at me then. No, she supported me. She understood the situation. She understood how delicate things were. And there's been other instances too. And the point I'm trying to make is, guys, not all of these girls out here that you meet are out for your money. Now, if you go into certain establishments and your entire conversation is based around the handing over of money, why are you surprised when later on in the relationship there starts to be talk of other transactions, when you're talking about things like marriage? Now, this dowry thing that they have out here, it's Thai culture. I'm not going to disrespect it. It's the way they do things, but I would never pay for the right to marry someone. I don't believe in that. What you have to understand is, the beneficial thing about my situation was, we met on mutual territory. I wasn't coming into this country, and although I respect this culture massively, I wasn't having to bow down to everything as the guest in this country. You know what I mean? It's like, if you want to do things, you have to do things this way. And I was never put in that position. I was never asked for a penny, thankfully. And I also never would have paid a penny. That's my unique situation. Now, if you have paid money at some point and you're comfortable with that, That's absolutely cool. I don't give a shit. Nobody gives a shit. As long as you are happy, it's no one else's business what happens. But what is kind of draining is when you share a nice video with your wife and your child and people start making these assumptions. And yeah, like I say, you ignore it, you learn to ignore it. Mindset that leads people to write things like that, they are obviously looking at the world through a very specific pair of glasses where maybe that's all they're worth in the world. All they're worth is a little bit of money, as in they can't, I don't know, stimulate a woman or attract a woman in any other way unless they're paying for it. I don't care about that either. But what I'm trying to say to you, my loyal, loving viewer, and I know there's going to be a few people who start getting snarky in the comments, what I would say to you is if you're in a relationship with a Thai girl and it seems honest and it seems loving, that's because it is probably honest and loving. And yeah, when I make TikTok videos, sometimes I refer to my wife as my Thai wife because I know that for some reason that gets clicks. But to me, she's just my wife, just like anybody's wife, anybody's husband. I'm just her husband. I'm sure if she wanted to plaster me over social media, she'd be like, my Farang husband, my Thai wife. It's because people seem to be interested in this gimmick, probably because they've got these misconceptions of what that relationship must be. And trust me, you do see a lot of it. I've seen it walking up and down this beach just now. It's everywhere out here. But you also see examples everywhere of normal, loving relationships. There's normal people everywhere out here. Not everyone is a sex bat. And you know what? Let me just remind you, look at what's behind me now. Look at this view. This is just a Saturday afternoon. I woke up in bed this morning, decided to come here. The idea that people only come to this country for one thing. Have you seen pictures of Thailand? Because I'm guessing you're either here in Thailand and you're miserable and that's why you go and attack people, or you dream of being in Thailand and because you're jealous, that's why you attack people. They're the two options, because otherwise happy people wouldn't be scrolling through social media attacking people, writing disrespectful comments about people's partners, wives, children. If you are genuinely unsure, if you think that you arrive in Thailand, it's an absolute hellhole, Ladyboys are fine. Trans people, Thailand accepted trans people a long time before the Western world, and they don't need to make a song and dance out of the fact that they are trans. I mean, some of them do make a song and dance out of it. They don't need to let it define who they are. You see ladyboys, yes, when you walk through the night scene, for example, but you also see ladyboys when you go into 7-Eleven or when you go into a bank. You see ladyboys working there too. In conclusion, guys, I've been rambling a little bit in this video, but get these misconceptions out of your head. Focus on yourself. That's my life advice today. Focus on yourself, because it's not worth it. The people that you're commenting on, the people that you're attacking online, it doesn't bother us. We're not going to break up with our wives, break up with our girlfriends because you've said something derogatory about them. We're just going to say, yeah, shut up. Let me see your wife or girlfriend. Oh, wait, you don't have one because you're out here paying women to talk to you 5-6 nights a week. All right, guys, I shouldn't have ended it on that negative note. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.